There has to be like some other parts of that equation, right? Of like Brazil being this like mass adopter. Because I was playing Thetan Arena the other day, for example, and I was, going on to Twitch and looking at all the streamers, all the top streamers, Portuguese, like it's all Portuguese language.
They were probably our creators, by the way, when you saw that. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll get into that. I would love to talk about like you adopting creators, but what are some other like reasons why mobile gets adopted in a country, or why Brazil and Brazilians specifically are, just in this? Is there any, I mean, is it just random? Did it just happen by chance?
I don't think it's random, first of all, but I mean, Brazil, first and foremost, is just one of the most passionate player bases when it comes to gaming in general, right? And that's been true for decades. We saw that especially with, first-person shooter games like Crossfire or Counter-Strike, and still just a massive market as well for League of Legends. So as a player yourself, you may know of CB LOL and the league that's going on in Brazil. It's massive, and one of the largest games also for viewership and engagement on social media. Joao even mentioned Free Fire as a title. I think it's a great example for just how huge the gaming market is in Brazil, because with Brazil being the prominent region, Free Fire actually became the most viewed esports tournament of all time with peak concurrent viewers. They got 5.4 million peak concurrent viewers, and that record still stands today for a single stream. So the fact that can be accomplished also with the power of that game and the influence in Brazil, it's absolutely massive. So for us, it was a no-brainer to go, start in that region, and of course, with Joao's existing, network and great connections and stuff in the space, and it's been building there for years, was really natural. We think there's also a great overlap with play to earn gaming and the way that we can impact people's lives as well.
Yeah, totally. I like to say that when you're looking to the success of a specific game, it's not only about the people that are playing in this game, but it's also the audience that sometimes only watching it. So what we're seeing is a huge trend here, that we have a lot of the Brazilian gaming audience that are really interested actually to play the game, or at least to watch the streamers that are playing the game. So this kind of engagement really helps in terms of the development of new opportunities inside of the mobile game space here in Brazil. So again, I think that's a perfect scenario, and that's why we're really betting on some of the actions for the play to earn scenario here, starting in Brazil, of course, but looking globally.
Yeah, so how does that adoption of users and basically adoption by the entire country to mobile games, how does that in turn affect like development in the country? Are there a lot of developers and studios coming out of Brazil now that you see mobile games kind of taking off in the country, or is it specifically games are created outside of the country and the user bases are in these, developing or,
Great
other
question.
countries?
So we're actually seeing both take place. Obviously, with Brazil being such a huge market from a player-based perspective, lots of games are looking to enter the region. But it's also just quite frankly a tough market to tap into if you're not, based from Brazil or have a local team kind of helping you. So there's definitely nuances with having success, and that's part of what we know well is how to build a community in the region and what people are going to like, and how to use our content creators to talk about games and things that are happening, right? So, but the opposite's true also. I mean, there's some great publishers that are from Brazil, one of them being Wildlife, who, are transitioning, and lots of developers as well, transitioning in the industry to Web3. So we're seeing the opposite as well. I mean, there's so much talent in Brazil, especially when it comes to creativity and artists. There's been some phenomenal NFT projects that have stemmed out of Brazil. And obviously when we talk about gaming as well, with it being a huge market, there's, the people here building as well.